What's up, losers? Today I've got another handful of r/fatlogic posts to read and react to. This is episode 20. What a tremendous milestone. I'm eager to find out what fresh fat acceptance hell I am descending into today. So without further delay, let's get right into these posts.
I'm sorry society told you. You have to self-mutilate to be happy. It's so unfair. You can't just exist in the body you have. For health and body confidence.
Wow, what a bitter, gross, and wildly inaccurate comment. In what world is losing weight? Self-mutilation. Way to make light of the horrible reality of actual self-harm. And shame someone for taking a positive step towards living a healthier and more fulfilling life. It's honestly infuriating seeing people say stuff as horrible as this, and still try to maintain their whole facade of empathy and compassion. Like, you're not fooling anybody with your fake concern. Everybody sees through you and your passive-aggressive BS. So give it a rest. Despite this, commenters claim that they feel sorry for people who lose weight. It's clear that the only person they really care about is themselves. They can't just let someone else be happy going down a different path than them. So they have to bring that person down, and act like they're some higher moral authority. Shameful. If you were truly concerned about people mutilating themselves, you would be worried about the obese people who are putting themselves in danger of diabetes and possible limb amputation, if they don't get control of their weight. But I'm guessing you don't have shit to say about that. Right, get the frick out of here.
I'm not worried about getting COVID and dying because I'm fat. I'm worried about getting COVID and dying because of fatphobia.
Ha ha, what? How is fatphobia going to make you die of COVID? I'm genuinely curious. Is the doctor going to see that you're fat, decide that you're not worth saving from COVID, and shove you off a cliff? Ridiculous as that might sound, it's honestly one of the more plausible scenarios that I've been able to envision. Like, at this point it's just a religion. Right, this unwavering faith, that anything and everything that can be traced back to obesity is actually just caused by fatphobia. I don't see how anyone could possibly arrive at these conclusions through a sober evaluation of the available evidence. There must be something else going on. What do you guys reckon we should call the fat acceptance religion? Obestianity, Zoroastrianism? Let me know in the comments if you have any better ideas. Oh, and their patron saints could be Tess Holliday and Ronald McDonald, haha.
History is going to remember weight loss, and diets, and the BMI, 150 years from now, the same way we remember lobotomies and phrenology today. Hashtag actually. Hashtag on God. Hashtag for real.
Wanna bet? I don't see how there's any comparison to be made here. Like, are you really going to compare lobotomies, which involve cutting up someone's brain while they were still alive, and often killed patients, or rendered them totally incapable of thinking for themselves or living a normal life, to weight loss, which just makes people a little more mobile and a little less susceptible to crippling health issues? Seems fair. As for phrenology, yeah, not really. As much as fat activists might hate the BMI, and as imperfect a metric as it may be, it's not some wacky junk science like phrenology. It's just a rough measure to be applied as a way of identifying people who are likely to face health issues because of their weight, which is a connection that is amply supported by the existing scientific literature. I don't know why I'm even bothering to argue this point, though, because as far as I can see there's no evidence being offered to back up the prediction. It's more of a, mark my words kind of deal. Which is cool, I guess. We'll all be dead in 150 years. so there's no risk of anyone having to put their money where their mouth is. Either way, it's hard for me to see this post as anything other than wishful thinking.
Apparently, it is extremely common for fat physical therapy patients to come in with the ideas that 1. They need to lose weight to improve their conditions, and 2. Their physical therapists are equipped and focused on helping them lose weight. Neither of these things is true.
Well, first of all, I am not a physical therapist. And I've never done that kind of work. So you'll have to forgive me if I expose my ignorance on the subject. But this post seems more than a little questionable to me. To begin with, the post claims that fat physical therapy patients don't need to lose weight to improve their conditions. And it implies that if they did think that they needed to lose weight, the therapist would go so far as to correct this supposed misapprehension. So I guess my question is, what the hell? This can't be true, right? For one thing, it is just a fact that certain physical problems will require weight loss if they are to be remedied in the long term. Like, if Tammy from 1,000 Pound Sisters is your patient, and she is almost totally immobile, how can you possibly attempt to fix this without addressing her weight problem? It just makes no sense. While Tammy might represent an extreme example in this regard, the impact of weight on one's mobility is by no means limited to those at the far end of the spectrum. Many less prominently obese people will struggle with pain in their back and joints, among other things, and the source of this pain is often easily identifiable as weight to the patient themselves. But this post seems to be saying that even if a morbidly obese patient came in struggling with such issues, and they themselves could trace the origin of the issues back to weight gain, the therapist would tell them that actually they did not need to lose weight. Which seems totally absurd and implausible to me. I don't know exactly what training your average physical therapist receives. But unless the entire field is occupied by Haze-loons pushing an anti-diet agenda, I'd have to assume that most physical therapists would not discourage obese people from dieting, and would at the very least provide some basic guidance on how to lose weight in a healthy and sustainable manner, if not even more specialized assistance towards this end. I'm fairly sure that this is just more fat acceptance rubbish. But I am interested to hear from anyone with greater knowledge of physical therapy all the same. So if you have any expertise, feel free to enlighten us in the comments.
14 days without sugar. No candy, no cookies, no chocolate, no joy, no satisfaction, no celebration. Not a good idea, pretty impossible. Don't take the challenge.
To be honest, I don't really have much to say about this one. I'm just including it because it made me laugh. And I guess to pad the runtime out a little tee-hee. But yeah, if I were to respond to it, I guess I would say, yeah, I wouldn't advise anyone to go 14 days without sugar. Like, whose idea was that? It sounds miserable. You don't have to go 14 days, or even 1 day, without sugar, to be thin. Trust me, it's not that hard. Sometimes I swear these people think that thin people are some lifeless machines, who have no desires, weaknesses, or earthly enjoyments. Like, newsflash guys, thin people enjoy sugar too. Thin people enjoy candy and cookies and whatever else just as much as you do. We just know how to enjoy them in appropriate rather than excessive quantities. You should give it a try sometime. Well, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the posts and my responses to them. What do you think? Is weight loss self-mutilation? Is dieting like getting a lobotomy? Should physical therapists help fat people with weight loss? Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Or I'll make you go 14 days without sugar, haha. Anyway, catch you later.